In the Buddhist culture, there is a mountain in the center of the universe where Buddha and other gods live, and the sun and the moon circle around. It's called Sumru Mountain. In Chinese, it's Shimishan, and it's where I am standing now. It's located in Yuanzhou district of Guyuan City in northwest China's Ningxia Autonomous Region. Who gave this mountain the cool name? It's still a mystery, but I bet the grottos here with a history of over 1,500 years will surprise you. The Xumishan Grottoes were initially built in the late period of the Northern Wei dynasty around 1,500 years ago, and were further developed during the Northern Zhou and Tang dynasties in the centuries after that. It's among the top 10 grottos in China. The red cliffs of Xumishan are adorned with 162 caves and more than 1,000 statues, along a main stretch of the ancient Silk Road. There are also mural paintings totaling 185 square meters in some caves here, which we are going to see later. Now I have reached the halfway of the mountain. It's a steep climb, and behind me we can see some Taoist temples. There are not only Buddhist culture here, but also Taoist temples, because in ancient China, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism coexisted. One of the most breathtaking sights here is Xiangguo Temple. It's here, we can see. Let's go to see it. It's also number 51, the number on the wall. The hill that is hollowed out inside is home to 6 seated Buddhas, carved in Northern Zhou dynasty around 1,400 years ago. As we can see, they are as tall as 7 meters. It's hot summer outside, but the temperature and atmosphere in this cave gives me goose pimples. In this cave, there are also some Buddhas without faces. It is said that the governor at that time ordered a stopping of the project, so they are unfinished masterpieces. And some of the Buddhas were destroyed in a violent earthquake at the end of 1920. It's really a pity. And in 1985, the well-preserved parts were repaired and reinforced. The altitude of the highest peak here is more than 2,000 meters, but the height didn't stop our ancestors from digging and carving on these red cliffs. On this slope, we can see some narrow steps. They are not for tourists to walk on, but for craftsmen hundreds of years ago to do their creative and hard work. So, what was Yuanzhou in ancient times was like, since it played such an important role on the ancient Silk Road? Let's go to find the answer. Here is the Xumishan Museum, where we can learn about the culture on the ancient Silk Road and the art of the Buddhist grottos. Let's go and see. In this display area, we can see what Yuanzhou in ancient times was like through these models. And here, there is a brand reading Yuanzhou. Look at these models. Through this, we can see the trade was prosperous at that time. And people of different nations communicated with each other. According to historical records and poems, Yuanzhou used to be covered by forests. Due to wars and increasing population, however, the land gradually became infertile, which made this place famous again for another title, Xihaigu, labeled one of the most unfit places for human settlement by the United Nations in 1970. Poverty had covered the once fertile land like dark clouds. It also cast shadows on the Shimishan Grottoes. Here we are arriving at cave number 1, and here behind me is a commentator of the grottos named Pan Rong. She is going to tell us some story about this cave.
那我们眼前的这尊佛像呢，它是开凿于隋末唐初，高度呢是4.85米。它呢脚踩俯仰莲花座，手中呢托的是一个药钵。那在这一尊佛的身后呢，是一幅千佛壁画图。那因为风化的关系呢，它现在只剩下一部分了。在去年的时候呢，对这个石窟呢也是进行壁画呢也是进行过维修。好
，Okay, thank you. The Buddha is as high as 4.85 meters, and under his feet there is a lotus, and in his hand there is a bowl with herbal medicine inside. And it was carved at the end of Sui dynasty and at the beginning of Tang dynasty. And there we can see a piece of mural paintings which were painted in Song and Yuan dynasties. The whole cave used to be covered by the Buddha, and it was named a thousand Buddha pattern. But due to natural weathering, there was only one piece left there, and last year it was repaired.
那现在在我们眼前呢，我们能看到一个石栏。那这一段石栏呢，有被称之为呢，可能是世界丝绸之路唯一的一段路迹遗址了，十分的珍贵。同时呢，在这个位置呢，也是唐代的时候为了防止吐蕃入侵而设置的石门关的所在地啊。
And here we can see that place. This is the only one trace of the ancient Silk Road that left in the world. It is said to be that, but it's not for sure. And we can see the pittings there. They used to be for guard bars to defending people from people and horses to get down from the hill. And due to the stepping of carriages and horses, the road began to be down about 1.4 meters. And in Jin dynasty, the people at that time built a road around the whole grottos. And in later generations, for better protecting the grottos, people built a road there, as we can see. And this place is also a military pass. It's called Shimen Pass and was built in Tang dynasty. In 1982, the Xumishan Grottoes was listed as a key state-level cultural site. And nowadays, Xihaigu people have the awareness to protect the cultural relics, since their lives are daily improving thanks to the country's poverty alleviation campaign and emphasis on cultural relics protection. Measures such as ecological migration and grazing prohibition have returned the barren lands in Xihaigu to nature, and the Xumishan Grottoes has become an attractive destination. In ancient times, it was a pole on the Silk Road, but nowadays, it still benefits people in Xihaigu. With tourists visiting, they can have some extra income. Here, we are at a farmer's house which is about 1 kilometer from the Xumishan Grottoes, which serves as a homestay for tourists. Let's go and see what inside is like. And rural tourism is really very popular in China nowadays, which is also an important move to boost rural revitalization. Look, this is a toilet. Although it's in a village, it's still very modern and convenient. Here beside me is a 60-year-old Gao Jianwen who is the host of the Cave Hotel. Let's have a short interview with him. 你好，叔，你好。
你好，你好。
请问您这个窑洞的收入大概是怎么样？能接待多少游客呀？
从4月8开始，农历4月8开始到现在就是个，100病人吧，100病人这个样子吧。
大概一晚上要多少钱呢？
一晚上一个窑里头住着3个人，200块钱。
一个窑200块钱。
一个窑200块钱。
There are about 100 tourists have been living here since its opening in this April, and each cave hotel charges about 200 yuan, and he has 5 cave hotels. 那这个咱们这个村，因为这个须弥山的话，给咱们村带来了哪些变化？
变化大得很。在须弥山进去没有开的时间，我这孩子人是，一次草背都，叫山新草，喂牛喂羊。这须弥山开了之后，就说是做个小生意，有开饭馆子的，有卖桃胡做的枕头，有开宾馆的，就说是，变化大得很。须弥山。我家孩子人是靠的须弥山，就是这么个。
好的，谢谢您。In the past, before the Shimishan Grottoes has become a tourist destination, villagers in these villages here lived on farming and herding sheep and cattle. But after the Shimishan has become famous and popular among tourists, people here has experienced great changes. Some of them get some opportunity to operate hotels and shops and sell some handicrafts, which brings great changes to their lives. 那么现在咱们因为这个须弥山，你们的生活得到改变，那么当地人对须弥山的这个意识有没有发生什么变化？
变化也大得很。须弥山这个职工啊。就说是我们就说是一般都按照他们的秩序，就是是靠的须弥山，就保护须弥山。就是是在有些问题上就不能说是翻墙干啥，就没有那好是现象。以前还啥着呢，在这些年掉，就是老百姓的意识也高，共产党的政策也好，给老百姓带来的就是是在各个方面上的。好处也可以说不完。
Thanks to Xumishan, their lives have experienced great changes. In the past, people here didn't have the awareness to protect this mountain, but nowadays they do know how to protect it well since it brings great changes to them. And due to the nation's great policy, and people's life is daily improved. And nowadays, every one of them know how to protect this place. With more and more people joining in the protection of the cultural relics, I believe our later generations can still enjoy the beauty that has lasted for thousands of years. So welcome to Xumishan and see you the next time.